ancient civilization of Mesopotamia was located in the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, or modern-day Iraq. It was naturally isolated by mountains in the north and east, deserts in the west, and the Persian Gulf in the south. Because of the irregular rainfall and floods in Mesopotamia, farming depended on irrigation and barley was the main cereal crop. Mesopotamia was occupied by the Sumerian people in the 3rd millennium BCE. They created irrigation technology, cuneiform, and religious concepts. In the Mesopotamian society, temples and kings controlled large agricultural states, and the palace administration collected taxes from the subjects. They were also in charge of the collection, transportation, and protection of goods, and they hired merchants who exchanged surplus goods for raw materials and luxury goods. They traded using the barter system and fixed weights. Elite class owned a lot of land, and soldiers and religious officials got plots of land for their service. Under Hammurabi Code, there were 3 social classes. The free landowning class, which included royalty, high-ranking officials, merchants, and priests, the dependent farmers and artisans, a primarily rural workforce, and the slaves who worked in domestic service. Penalties for crimes depended on one's class. Lower classes got harsher punishment than upper classes for the same crime. Slaves weren't fundamental to Mesopotamian economy as they were later to Greece or Rome. They were either captured by war or sold by slave traders and were identified by their hairstyle. Peasants in Mesopotamia lived out of mud brick houses or reed. They were largely illiterate. Women lost social standing and freedom in agriculturally based societies. They were responsible for childbearing and rearing primarily, and they were unable to learn specialized skills of the scribe or artisan. Women could own property, maintain control of their dowry, and engage in some trade. Some worked outside home as prostitutes and fortune tellers. Non-elite women also tended to the household and farmed. Mesopotamian societies were generally monogamous. The Hymn to Nankasi, a primary source document, was a hymn detailing the way Mesopotamians made beer. This shows how important beer was to Mesopotamian culture as well as important to urbanization. Nankasi was the Mesopotamian goddess of beer, and this represents how important beer was to Mesopotamian society. It was written on a tablet in cuneiform, obviously written by a scribe who studied the language. Just to sum up, Mesopotamia was located in the Fertile Crescent of modern-day Iraq, had 3 social classes, and valued beer enough to have a god for it. Thank you, and thanks for listening. Bye!